high in the frozen heart of the Himalayas, where howling winds whip across endless drifts of snow, a legend has haunted the world for generations. It begins in 1951, when British mountaineer Eric Shipton and his expedition team stumbled upon something wholly unexpected: a trail of enormous footprints pressed deep into the pristine ice. Each print was far larger than a human's, nearly twice the size of a man's hand, and they stretched, one after another, across the lonely slopes at the edge of the world. The photographs Shipton took would ignite a global obsession, casting a shadow that lingers over the roof of the world to this day. Local Sherpas and Himalayan villagers had no doubt about the print's origin. To them, this was the handiwork of the Yeti, a mysterious creature said to roam these remote mountains. Descriptions passed down through generations speak of a towering figure, over 7 feet in height, covered in thick white fur that blends seamlessly with the snow. The Yeti is said to walk upright, its gait eerily human, but its presence is anything but ordinary. Some call it the abominable snowman. Others treat it as a spirit of the mountains, a supernatural guardian, or a warning to those who would venture too far into forbidden places. Yet, despite the countless stories and reported sightings, clear evidence has remained as elusive as the creature itself. For more than 70 years since Shipton's discovery, no one has produced a body, a clear photograph, or even a strand of hair that could stand up to scientific scrutiny. Expeditions have come and gone, equipped with the latest technology, yet all they find are stories, whispers, and the occasional set of footprints, always solitary, always vanishing into the endless white. Skeptics argue that the Yeti is nothing more than a product of imagination, fueled by the extremity of cold and altitude. In the thin air of the Himalayas, where exhaustion and hypothermia lurk at every turn, it's easy, they say, for minds to conjure shapes out of blowing snow and shadows among the rocks. Scientists have suggested that the footprints could be the work of known animals, bears, whose prints become distorted as the snow melts and refreezes. Some even claim that the legend serves as a kind of cultural myth, a way for mountain peoples to pass down ancient wisdom or instill caution in travelers. But for every logical explanation, there are stories that refuse to be dismissed so easily. Villagers have described encounters with a being that is neither man nor beast, glimpsed at the edge of vision as a storm rolls in. Climbers have reported hearing strange cries in the night, echoing off the glaciers, sounds that no animal they know could make. And, occasionally, another set of footprints appears, as if to remind the world that the mystery is far from solved. Throughout the 20th century, the Yeti captured the imaginations of explorers and scientists alike. Skeptics and believers made the journey to Nepal and Tibet, determined to settle the question once and for all. In the 1950s and 1960s, expeditions set out with cameras, traps, and plaster to make casts of fresh prints. Some returned with samples of hair, bone, or even scraps of what they claimed to be Yeti skin. Yet, when these samples were analyzed in laboratories, the answers were always inconclusive. Sometimes the hair turned out to belong to known animals, bears, yaks, or Himalayan goats. Other times, DNA tests simply failed to yield any results at all. Still, the legend grew. Journalists, filmmakers, and writers flocked to the region, drawn by the idea that something extraordinary might be hiding just beyond the next ridge. Tourists arrived, eager for a glimpse of the unknown. The Yeti became a symbol, not just of the mysteries of the Himalayas, but of the enduring human fascination with the unexplained. For many scientists, the question became not just whether the Yeti is real, but why so many people want to believe it is. Some suggest that the legend fills a deep need for wonder in an increasingly mapped and measured world. The Yeti, with its shaggy silhouette and ghostly footprints, represents the possibility that not everything has been discovered, that there are still secrets waiting to be found in the most remote corners of the earth. But belief in the Yeti is not limited to outsiders. In the high valleys and mountain villages, stories of the creature are part of daily life. Some elders describe the Yeti as a spirit or protector, one that punishes those who disrespect the mountains. Others warn travelers not to venture too far after dark, lest they encounter the abominable snowman in person. In monasteries scattered across Nepal and Tibet, relics are kept. Scalps and bones said to belong to the Yeti, venerated as sacred objects. Pilgrims come from miles around to see them, to touch the mystery for themselves. Over the years, governments have taken an interest too. In the 1950s, as the Cold War raged, both Western and Soviet powers sent their own expeditions to search for the Yeti, sometimes under the guise of scientific research, sometimes for reasons less clear. There are rumors of secret files, of classified reports tucked away in dusty archives, suggesting that sightings of the Yeti were sometimes taken seriously at the highest levels. Some whisper that governments know more than they admit, that the truth is stranger and perhaps more frightening than anyone has guessed. The mystery of the Yeti has even entered the realm of modern science. In recent years, advances in DNA analysis have allowed researchers to test samples collected from the Himalayas. Some of these studies have suggested a link between reported Yeti hair and an ancient species of bear, now thought to be extinct. Others have found no matches at all, raising new questions about what, if anything, might be out there. Still, no one has found definitive proof, a living body, a clear image, or a piece of DNA that can be identified beyond doubt. And so the story endures. Each winter, as the snow falls and the peaks are shrouded in mist, new footprints sometimes appear, and with them, new reports of sightings. Some are quickly dismissed, explained away as hoaxes or mistakes. Others remain unaccounted for, adding new chapters to the ever-growing legend. For some, the Yeti is a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that the world is still full of mysteries. For others, it is a cautionary tale about the limits of human knowledge and the dangers of venturing too far from what can be seen and measured. In the end, whether the Yeti is a lost species, a spirit, or simply a story, its power lies in its ability to inspire awe and curiosity. The footprints Shipton found in 1951 are now part of history, their photographs reproduced in books and museums around the world. The casts he made have been studied and debated for decades with no clear answer. Yet, each year, new explorers set out for the Himalayas, driven by the same hope that something extraordinary might be waiting in the snow. The Yeti's reputation as the abominable snowman has spread far beyond the mountains, becoming a fixture in popular culture. Cartoons, movies, and even advertisements have adopted its shaggy image, often as a figure of mystery or comic relief. Yet, beneath the jokes and exaggerations, the original legend remains, a story rooted in wonder, fear, and the eternal search for what lies just beyond the horizon. As technology advances, some believe it is only a matter of time before the truth is finally uncovered. Drones, motion-activated cameras, and satellite imagery have all been deployed in the search, mapping the remotest corners of the Himalayas in unprecedented detail. Yet, the Yeti remains one step ahead, its existence neither proven nor disproven, its legend growing with each failed attempt to pin it down. There are those who say the legend is an illusion, a trick of the light, a misidentified bear, or a story told to entertain travelers on cold mountain nights. But others insist that the Yeti is real, that there are things in the world science has not yet explained, and that the footprints in the snow are only the beginning. In the end, the question remains: is the Yeti a living creature, a spirit of the mountains, or simply a story passed down through generations? Perhaps the answer is less important than the mystery itself, the sense of wonder that comes from knowing there are still places on Earth where the unknown waits, hidden just out of sight. As you listen, consider the evidence, the stories, and the enduring fascination that the Yeti inspires. Is it possible that, in the highest reaches of the Himalayas, something extraordinary still walks the snowy slopes, leaving behind only footprints and questions? Or is the Yeti an ancient myth, a symbol of our longing for adventure and discovery in a world that sometimes seems too well known? The snow falls, the wind howls, and the footprints fade, swallowed by the storm. Yet the legend of the Yeti endures, whispering a challenge to each new generation: seek the unknown, question what you see, and never stop searching for the mysteries that lie just beyond the edge of certainty. What do you believe? Is the Yeti real, a hidden inhabitant of the world's highest mountains? Or is it a story, as ancient and uncatchable as the wind itself? The answer, for now, remains buried in snow, waiting for the next explorer brave, or foolish, enough to follow those giant footprints into the heart of the storm.